What is up, everybody? It is your boy, the Bear, and welcome to the All American Chicanos Network. In a recent Halloween incident in a Southeast Valley neighborhood, Octavia Arenando, 34, is facing serious charges, including assault with a deadly weapon and child abuse or neglect. The charges stem from an alleged episode where Arenando fired a gun at a group of middle school students involved in a prearranged fight. The events unfolded when police responded to an illegal shooting call near the intersection of Nellis Boulevard and Tropicana Avenue. A concerned neighbor, Ope, reported hearing a group of juveniles engaged in a street altercation which escalated with the sound of 3 gunshots. Subsequent investigations led law enforcement to a middle school the following day. Witnesses at the middle school alleged that the Arenando, identified as the stepfather of one of the students, discharged a firearm at several others. Remarkably, no students sustained injuries during the incident. Police suspect that the shooting incident is connected to ongoing disputes involving allegations of bullying, physical altercations, and using of racial slurs among the student groups. But isn't it always seem to be an excuse of bullying when it comes to these kind of incidents? And it's always racial slurs. It's time for these students and these children to stop using that as an excuse to do whatever they want. As if we recall, just a couple of days ago, we had another student go to try to confront over some headphones and got stomped to death. It's a horrific nightmare already for a lot of these students. On Halloween night, the 2 student factions convened with their intention of settling their differences through physical altercation. It was during this encounter that Arenando arrived to pick up his child. According to a witness account, Arenando extended his arm out the window and discharged a firearm in the direction of the students. Surveillance footage corroborated the witness statement, capturing a driver opening the car door and firing a weapon towards the assembled students. During a subsequent police interview, Arenando admittedly denied any involvement in the incident. However, a search of the vehicle suspected to be associated with the shooting yielded a firearm stored in the center console. Court documents currently offer no clarity on Arenando's relationship to the student, with conflicting statements regarding whether he is the biological father or the stepfather, and that should not matter. Whether he's the father or the stepfather should not matter in this case. I don't even know why it's a thing. Usually, like in my family, we don't even use the word step. If somebody raises you from a certain age point, sooner or later, that person becomes your parent, becomes your father, your mother, your step-siblings. They're no longer step-siblings, they become your siblings. I hate that use. The man was there to pick up his child, whether it's step or biological, because he's obviously the person who stepped up to be this kid's parent. Arenando's initial appearance on November 3rd resulted in a bail being set at $50,000, and a preliminary hearing is scheduled for November 21st. As the legal proceedings unfold, this incident underscores the serious implications of disputes among young individuals and the potential consequences when adults become involved in such volatile situations. The facts as presented raise questions about the dynamics of the involved families, the prevalence of bullying, and the need for effective conflict resolution mechanisms within the community. And that's how it is anywhere. Anywhere. We need to start teaching these children more about conflict resolution skills than just having to go out there in the middle of the fight and fighting. Bullying has always been a thing ever since I was a student, 20, 30 years ago, and it's still affecting today. And it's getting worse today. With all these soft stances on crime and all these soft stances on racial diversity, it's becoming to a point where it doesn't matter anymore. Students are starting to get more violent. You're seeing it happen in the students. If you're on X, you see it all the time. Students assaulting teachers. All the time. This is nothing new. It's always swept under the rug. And now when a parent gets involved to protect his child, that's when it becomes a bigger issue. I'm not sitting there trying to defend this parent. That's not at all what I'm doing. Not defending him, but I understand, because nobody would know what it's like to step until you're in that situation. You don't know what you're going to do. You could sit there and tell me, oh, Bear, I'm going to do this, or oh, Bear, I'm going to do that. Oh, Bear, I would run up and grab him. You don't know what you would do, especially if you see your child getting their ass whooped on the ground by 10, 15 people stomping on them. Not saying this happened here. Not saying that this is just a for instance, but this did happen to another case. You don't know what you would do. I can't even tell you I would know what I would do. It's us. It's up to the parents to start being in a place where we could look and monitor our children. And I honestly am for having cameras in the classroom where parents could go in with a login and see what's going on in their students' lives. It's important to see what you're doing on. It's called being involved in parenting. It's either that or homeschool your children, because this is the dynamic that we're getting to. This is where I'm at as a parent. I would love to be able to log in from my computer right here and see what my kids are doing. If they're acting up, they have consequences when they get home. Consequences for the student, not just the staff, but also the student. If my son or my daughter are acting up in class, I could log in and handle it. Or even with the bus camera, they have cameras on the buses. We see all the time what's going on in the buses. Why can't we have a login for us to see what our students are doing, so we can hold our students responsible? Because that's the problem with today's students. They're going out there starting either bullying, or they're meeting up to have a fight in the middle of the street, and we don't know what's going on. We're too busy at work worrying about other things. Parents need to start getting more involved in their students' lives and their kids' life, and be there for their kids. Now, this man is probably going to do 10 to 15 years in prison for firing a gun at a bunch of students. Consequences, or decisions have consequences. When you make a decision, there's a consequence, whether it's positive or negative, and that's his decision. Let me know your thoughts on it. What do you think should happen to the parent? Should he be facing huge charges? Do you think he should go to prison? Do you think this is something that he could just get off with the slap on the wrist? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your take on it. I hope you all have a good day. God bless. And as always, deuces. Until next time, have a great day.